progressing each week in lifts. That's fun. Wow, I never hit that weight before in that specific lift. That felt great. So I want you to come with me. We're going to train today. We're going to do a push-pull exercise and push-pull exercise. We're starting a new program, and I'm going to write it out on the computer. I always write out all my workouts, and I follow them. I follow them for a 3-week phase, which when it comes to my world, strength coach world, we call them a mesocycle. Mesocycle is a 3 to 4 week phase of workouts that we follow. So I'm going to write it out, and then, we kind of just talk about this. We're going to go through the workout, and something that I want you to try that's going to be new to you. And the bench, we're going to start with the bench press today, but it's going to be different, and I want you to see that. So yeah, I just want you to come train with me and just hear everything that I have to say throughout the workout, and my thoughts and what I feel, what I'm thinking about. And I want you to think about this. If you are not tracking your weights each set, you are not training, you're just exercising. So before we get started, before I start making this, I'm not going to talk to you about this right now. This isn't the purpose. I have to make it so I could train, and then we'll talk about some things in the workout. But I want to talk to you about the 2 supplements that I take during my workout that I find a lot of success in is an amino acid and electrolytes. This amino acid is essential, EAs, but it has all 11. But what's cool about this, it has ATP in there, and it has L-tyrosine in there. So a lot of times after your workout, you don't feel like doing jack because your dopamine neurotransmitter is deficient, and most of the time dopamine is deficient because of all the doom scrolling maybe you're doing. So this is going to help increase that, and you're going to feel good after your workout. And it has ATP in there, which is awesome. So you're going to get a lot more out of it. So essential amino acids matter. Remember, when we eat protein, our body digests it and converts it. It becomes amino acids, and then those amino acids goes into our bloodstream, and then our body distributes those aminos to everything, muscle, and proper immune function. The list goes on. But I want you to think about that, like electrolytes too. Electrolytes are going to help fire muscle, help hydrate a cell. So you can't just drink water alone. We need to be able to balance out the water in the cell and out the cell. And if you're having any muscular cramps, anything like that, it could be a mineral issue. So electrolytes are key. So I sip on these during my workout. That's my pre-workout, or just before the workout. And I haven't drank alcohol in 91 days, so I'm really happy about that. Here we are. So we're going to go stretch. I always stretch before my workouts for upper body days, lower body days. Even on off days, I'm always stretching, especially when you get older. You're just not going to be like you were when you were younger. So things aren't going to feel like they did when you were younger. You're not going to just get away with doing things and feeling good. Like when you get older, you got to prioritize these little things that I'm going to go through, that I have all my clients go through. And other than that, yeah. So I am trying to bulk right now. So I got some fluff going, and I'm happy about that. And I'm feeling really good. Most importantly, movements are feeling really good, and I'm all about movement quality, meaning making sure we're doing the movement correctly, full range, everything. And then towards the end of the workout, that's when we could start having fun with maybe doing like partial reps and trying to just really go to failure at the end of our workout, because that's when we're fatigued already. So let's push it a little bit more. And we already got the most out of our lifts in the beginning. In the beginning, it is crucial. You're fresh. You want to make sure that your first set for your first lift is the proper load to create that stimulus for change. Because a lot of times, maybe you don't do the first set with the proper load, and now you just used unnecessary energy on a weight that did nothing for you. So your warm-up tells you everything, and that's what we're going to go through too when I hit my first exercise, which is going to be the bench press. So I always start with soft tissue work first. So foam rolling lats, I'm gonna roll my pec with a lacrosse ball, just getting blood in there, and then I'm gonna stretch it. I went to massage school, and that's what we were taught, before we mobilize a joint. We want to do soft tissue work first, so get blood flow there. Blood to an area is warm, an area starts to get warm. So right now I'm just pinning and stretching my lats on the roller. Kind of go up to your armpit a little bit. You'll hit a little of that rotator cuff, All right, so hopefully you can see this. We're gonna lacrosse ball to my pec. It should feel pretty good. So, one at a time. I'm gonna do it right here. And kind of roll it up and down. This lacrosse ball is clutch. You should always keep it in your bag. Stuff that no one talks about is just really, prioritizing this stuff. This is what's going to allow things to grow more efficiently, more blood to an area. The more blood to an area, more nutrients it's going to bring to an area. And that's what we want. All right, we're going to do thread the needle for thoracic, rotation, lats, scapular retraction, protraction. This is good. A lot of people they lack this, so I'm looking at my elbow, my hand. I'm just gonna gradually get more into it. Reach. All right, we're gonna do a pec stretch. Just reaching my arm out. On an angle. Reaching on an angle for like 8 seconds. Push. And then relax, deep breath. So this is one of my favorite stretches. This is T-spine stretch for lats, thoracic spine, and tricep. So sit back on your hips, push your elbows through the bench, curl over, and push it through for like 8 seconds. And then once you get to 8, relax. See if you get a little bit deeper in the stretch. So we're gonna do a chest stretch, pec, hands slightly above shoulder. You're gonna rotate a little bit, push through for 8-10 seconds. Relax, try to walk forward a little bit. I'm just trying to push less than 50% effort. I'm just trying to feel that stretch. Making sure I'm not bending at my elbow. Relax. Just trying to get my arm behind my body as much as possible. So I'm still warming up. I'm doing pauses, and usually anytime I'm warming up, we always start with the 5 reps and 3 reps, building up to my first working set. So that's how you should do it for your first lift, trying to figure out how the movement feels and seeing what load you should start with. That's super important. The bench press is the mother lift, so everything has to come back to being relatively strong to the bench press. Bench press 100% your 1 rep max. Overhead press needs to be 72% of your 1 rep max when it comes to your bench press to be balanced. So I'm gonna hit about 2 here. I'm doing 3 concentric pauses at 3 seconds, bottom quarter, mid-range, and top quarter. We're gonna do 2 here. Because I'm trying to find my first set. So let me show you the pauses. So 4 second down, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I usually have chin-ups, but I am doing pull down here, but we're gonna do pauses again. So coming down, I'm pausing 3 second each. I'm gonna hit 2 reps here. I have an idea where I'm gonna start. And I'm leaning away too. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is mid-range, bottom quarter for 3, and then pull. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, finish it. So we're about to start our first set. We're gonna hit 150 here, 7 reps. So again, 1 rep, there's total of 9 seconds go on the way up. Total 13 seconds, pretty sweet. So I'm gonna hopefully step load. So first set 150. Hopefully I'm able, my top set, I'm somewhere where a little bit more than this. But again, I don't want to start too heavy and then hit a drop off first set. So we're gonna do this and then rest 90 seconds and then we're gonna go into the pull down. So this is our first set. If you're not used to counting tempo, I'm telling you, sometimes you lose track of counting reps. I know I hit 7 over there. Maybe I hit an extra one. We'll see. Is making sure that you're following a rest between sets. If you're trying to build general strength, which is what I'm trying to do, get stronger in these main lifts, you want to rest 90 seconds between sets. Inconsistent rest is going to dictate that set. Where most of the time maybe we'll hit a drop off, maybe we have more in the tank because maybe you rest a little bit longer than you should. The goal is not to get fully recovered. You're going to get recovered, but not fully recovered. All right. 13 seconds. So this is B1. We're gonna do a Z press. I like this exercise because it challenges the core, hamstrings, lower back. But if hamstrings are weak, core's weak, lower back's weak, you're gonna fall backwards. And if shoulder flexion is shit, you're gonna have a very hard time with this, meaning I can't get my hands stacked above my shoulders. 10 reps, 4 down. So we're gonna do a bent over row here, dead stop. So I'm gonna come to the ground, stop for a second, and then four seconds down too. Using straps. We're gonna see. I might have to drop the weight. That's tough. I like this exercise because it teaches you how to brace. I'm not taking these off. This is my third set. I dropped weight. I just wanted to feel my back more and not cheat as much. So this feels better. So mid-set, my buddy was calling me. So I said answer, but it didn't work, unfortunately. But anyway, this is my first week. I'm not trying to go, hit PRs and all that. Third week, I should be stronger where I'm at with the bent over row. So 175, feeling really good with it, feeling my back way more than I did in my first set. So that's the goal. Doing it right, quality. And I'm gonna cheat a little bit here and there. I'm fatigued now. This is my B series. I'm about to hit that fourth set. All right, we're gonna do a chest fly here, 15, and then super set right with the face pull. Face pull, 2-second pause, about 15, 3-second back, as best I can. Anytime you do a fly, just think about, like I said, make sure the weight's staying. Pin your back together as you go back. It's like you're doing a row. It's gonna help stabilize your shoulder. So we're gonna do a pronate grip. Make sure your elbows don't face the floor. Make sure they face the wall. And that's how you do a face pull, right? Focus on retracting with your back first. Like this, ready? So that. I'm a little bit more pumped. End of the workout. All right, we just finished workout. Post-workout is going to be grass-fed whey protein. This is 30 grams per scoop. This is beast because it's also got olive oil in there too, collagen, bunch of good stuff. Clean protein, so I can get the most out of the supplement I'm taking. Spoken. This will be below. Back at the house, I got my fresh cup of coffee. I did Fairlife, about a cup, and yeah, 2 shots espresso, and a little bit of whipped cream on top, baby. That's how we do it. But I want to talk to you about my thought process with training. And it wasn't always like this. I started training when I was like 15 years old, like because I wanted to be a professional baseball player. That was my dream. I played baseball my whole life, played in high school, played in college, and my goal at the time was to get stronger so I could compete and, you know, be the best I could be. And yeah, anyway, that's how I started. But back then, when I first really started taking training seriously was when I was 21, and at the time I met he's still my best friend now, and he was using a little bit of gear. And he never pushed that on me, and I'm super thankful for that. I tell him till this day, thank you for not doing that, because I probably wouldn't be your friend if you tried pushing that shit on me. I just don't believe in it. And anyway, I just believe in hard ass work, training, and following a plan. And at the time, it wasn't always like that. I was just trying to finding YouTubers workouts and following that and doing that. And then maybe the next day is something totally different, or the next week's totally different. But it's totally different now I look at it. And I'm very thankful for my past and how I started. And I want you to know this, like, you have not tried everything. You haven't. Don't get discouraged. Ask yourself too, are you pushing yourself in the gym? If you are, then awesome. Now we just got to get you to follow a plan. Follow a plan that actually makes sense, that works, there's no bullshit to it. It's legit. It's not a cookie cutter approach, and a cookie cutter approach is only going to get you so far. And that's what a lot of these fitness influencers are, is they have this cookie cutter approach, and a lot of them are very knowledgeable, all of them. And I hope all of them do have the right mindset in play, meaning like they want to help you to better your life. And that's my I can't even talk. That workout got me messed up. That's my job. That's my goal. I've been a strength coach for almost 10 years. I'm very thankful for that. And what I'm about to talk to you about is going to be super, super important. So I hope you take some notes on this, you know, and maybe save this video for later on if you want to rewatch it. But try not to be so boring either. Like, this is who I am. This is how I talk and all that. And this is how I am with my clients. And I'm going to talk to you just like how I talk to my client. Now, I want you to ask yourself this, because I didn't have this when I first started. I didn't follow a plan till, it's been almost 8 years of me being a strength trainer, a strength coach. It'll be 8 years this year. But I wasn't doing this when I started coaching. And it's following a plan. I talked about it earlier in the video. Follow a plan. Follow it for 3-4 weeks. And your goal is to log your lifts, each set for that specific lift. Every time you hit that workout, you're logging. And what that is like, now you're training, you're tracking, because we're going to progress now. Our goal is to progress each week every time we repeat that workout. So this is my first week of this workout that you just saw. My last set for bench press today was 165 pounds and those 3-second pauses. Felt great. And I felt good. I know where I'm going to be next week. So next week, I always look at, and I want you to know this, when you're thinking about how to start next week's lift, when you repeat this workout again, look at your set. So I did 5 sets. I'm looking at my 3rd set. What did I do my 3rd set? And if I hit it for that proper rep, that's where I'm going to start. So I think my 3rd set was 160 pounds. So next week, when I repeat this workout again, my first set's going to be 160 pounds now. So now I'll probably do 160 twice. Third set might be 165, and I might go 4-set 170 and maybe stick to that 170 again for my 5th set, or 175. I don't know. But that's how we progress. The goal is to go up by at least 3 to 5%. So as you saw it, I was step loading on my bench press. I did 150, 155, 160, 165, and stuck with 165. So I was going up by 5 pounds. That's like a 3 to 5% rule that we play, that we coaches talk about. We don't want to hit a huge drop off in our reps because that's no good. You went up too heavy too fast. Now it just screwed up that set. When in reality, you could have went up a little bit and then hit a hard set of 8 reps, 10 reps, instead of you just hit 4 or 5. Does you no good, especially if you're trying to put on muscle too. The goal is muscle, for me, muscle, and get stronger. That's it. Because that's going to carry over into all your other lifts. The bench press, like I said earlier, is the mother lift of the upper body. And we got all these different presses that we have to work with. We got decline, flat press, bench press, incline, different levels incline. Then we're getting the overhead press. We want to make sure that we get all those different angles of pressing as close to that relatively strong, for example, for you to understand, for my incline bench needs to be 91% relative to my bench press. So bench press 100%. 91% of that needs to be my incline press to be able to be structurally balanced strength-wise. Figure out your weak link when it comes to your pressing. And here I go. I'm going on a tangent. I don't want to get you lost. But yeah, figure out your weak link in your pressing. I'm telling you, you know that all your presses will start going up. And focus on full range motion, right? So this is stuff that I didn't do back then. I didn't know any of this. And I'm telling you, like, take this, if you're watching this right now, take this shit serious. I'm not going to just give you fluff. This is stuff that people pay me a lot of money for. And I'm able to really change their life when it comes to their work, their physique, their strength, but overall life as well. So I want you to think about that. Remember, run a program for 3-4 weeks. Make sure you're logging each lift each week, every time you repeat that workout. And I do it on Google Sheets. And you can do it too. Google Sheets is super easy. It's free. Make your workout. That's how I made my workout earlier. I had made it on Google Sheets. And I have a training app that I send clients, and they're able to log their stuff. But Google Sheets is super easy. Super easy. And that's how you start to organize. You start to get organized. I'm a big data guy. I love data. I love being organized. So that's what we want to get into. So make sure that you do that stuff, and make sure you track your rest between sets. You'll see the workout on the screen. Obviously, you saw during the workout, sets, reps, tempo. Make sure you follow that. And then they're grouping. You might see A, B, and C, right? Those are grouped together. So A1, A2, they're grouped together. So I'm going to hit those two. Like you saw earlier, bench press and a pull down. I hit that bench press, rest 90 seconds, go into the pull down, hit that, then rest 90 seconds. And then back to the second set. I do that until I hit my total of 5 sets for both. And then I'm on to the B series. This is called, how this training is we're trying to be as efficient as possible. Now we're following a plan, and testosterone peaks at about 45-50 minutes. And you'll notice too, if you've been training for a little bit, are you as focused when you're 50 minutes, an hour in? No, you're getting close to being done, right? You're fatigued, you're ready to call it, you're not as sharp as you were in the beginning. That's what I'm talking about. And that's when, it doesn't matter how long you train. I want to train, my goal is to train an hour, hour or 50 minutes or less. That's what I'm talking about. You don't need to spend 2 hours in the gym, unless maybe an hour of training and then maybe do some cardio and then some sauna work. Okay, that's totally different. But this is like my thought process when it comes to training. Now, before we start going into other things, we already talked about following a plan, and you're following it for 3-4 weeks, making sure you're tracking your reps or your weight for that workout, and you're doing that each week every time you repeat that workout. Use Google Sheets for that. Make your workout. If you need help, just let me know, comment below. And now make sure you follow, try doing tempo. So if you see in the parentheses, that's what you'll see. Worry about the first number, reading it from left to right. The first number is the eccentric, so the negative. I challenge you to start doing that during your workouts. And I'm telling you, you're gonna see a big difference. You're gonna feel really good. And that's another type of contraction, muscle contraction. We got the concentric, which is everybody's doing it. It's the pushing, the pulling. Everybody's doing that. But no one's really doing a lot of the eccentric. And then there's another muscle contraction, which is isometric, which is if I do a bicep curl and I hold it here, that's an iso, where the muscle doesn't change it doesn't lengthen, it doesn't shorten anymore. That's an iso. So we want to make sure that we tap into all these different types of contractions. And this is something that I didn't do when I started training way back then. I wish I would have, because I would have got a lot stronger, a lot faster. I wish I would have known this when I was an athlete too. So if you are an athlete, man, jump on this stuff. Start utilizing tempo. Start tracking everything, just like everything I just said earlier. I'm telling you, it's going to change the game for your training. It will. And do things right. Focus on quality over quantity. Focus on quality over load. Load's going to come up. Do it right. You're going to feel some things you never felt before. The eccentric and iso, but you're going to be doing a lot of eccentric work. The eccentric is great for creating better awareness in the movement, strengthening the tendons and the ligaments, and putting more time and attention on the muscle. The goal is to train for a long period of time. That's my goal, to train for a long period of time, as in years on end, until God tells me otherwise. But I don't want to get injured. So being a natural lifter, I want to make sure that I am doing everything I can to get the most out of my physique, out of my body. And the short-term wins are progressing each week in lifts. That's fun. Wow, I never hit that weight before in that specific lift. That felt great. That's what I'm talking about. Those are short-term wins. Your long-term goal is, yes, I want to lose X amount of weight. I want to look like this. That's your long-term goal. But if you're not tracking your progress with what you're doing in the gym, you're going to fall off pretty fast. Like, you're tracking your progress with maybe your macros. It's super important. I'm so happy you're doing that. But if you're not tracking your weights and what you're doing in the gym, that shit matters too. And that's these are my thought process as a coach. This is what I talk to with every single one of my clients. I gotta drink this before it gets cold. When I sign them up first, I put them through a full body assessment. It tells me data on what the hell is going on with their body, so I know what to prioritize, because my goal is to balance them out. Everybody has strength imbalances, poor range of motion, mobility issues. So these are things that I focus on in the beginning. And then once we start taking care of those things, we start breaking through plateaus just because the body feels more safe. It's pretty freaking cool. I'm very happy about that. By the way, you'll never hear me say the F-bomb. You'll hear me say bullshit and all that. Damn it. I'm just thinking out loud. But yeah, you'll never hear me say that. But I want you to think about all this. I know I'm talking about a lot, but this shit matters to me. If you really want to see change in your physique and you want to start seeing change in the gym, these little things that I'm talking about are tremendously a big deal. And it's going to change the game for you when it comes to your training. And by all means, comment below if you have any questions. That's what I'm here for. I love what I do, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you too. I know I need to be better about being on here, and I want to tell you too. Going forward, I'm actually trying to apply to some another career, just because, one, I love this, but man, being a trainer, I rely on people showing up, and I'm trying to have a family right now, and I need benefits. I need 401k and all that. So I'm gonna join the union, and I already applied. I'm waiting, and I'm happy for that. I'm excited for that. But this training is never gonna go away for me. The education-wise, always learning, reading. I love doing this. I'm gonna still try to train on the side in person, but online, I could do online any day. That's cake for me. That's fun for me. And yeah, I just gotta, I gotta pivot a little bit, but I'm gonna keep hustling. I'm gonna keep hustling. I'm gonna keep on here. I'm gonna keep training hard, keep taking care of myself, so I'm able to do my job, and then be able to do what I love when I'm not working, and then being able to being the best I could be for my family, for my wife, for my friends, coworkers, whatever. Like that's in my head. That's what I want. I want to be the best person I could be, all aspects of my life. That's what I want. And I'm telling you, people notice this stuff too. People notice that. Be confident in yourself. Be respectful. Be kind. That's what it's about. Life is awesome when you're able to truly give back to people and make them feel good. And it's fun. And that's what it's about. Serving others. Yep. That's it. So I hope you found some value in this video, and if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you watching all this and learning, and if you're mind blown or if you're confused, let me know below. I appreciate you. Make sure you do subscribe. It's going to help me out as a small YouTuber, and I love doing this, and I know I need to be more consistent. It's just, yeah, I got a lot going on in my head, and I need to do better about being consistent, and we're going to start now. We're going to start doing that. But yeah, again, I appreciate you for sticking this long in the video and hearing me what I got to say, but I'm very passionate about this stuff, and I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you let me know below. That'd be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next video. I'm trying to get in the schedule, and then I got to end this. I'm trying to get in the schedule of posting. If I could do posts on Fridays or Saturdays, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do shorts every day, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm just telling you my plan. I appreciate you, dude. All the way, homie. All right, get after it, and then come back, report to me, and let me know how it went.